My cousin and I had been on the highway heading towards Malden to revisit the house in my earlier post. My cousin is a big skeptic, not believing a thing I mentioned to him about that house. I told him I've been having strange dreams about the house since telling my story on Reddit. Again, he refused to believe me. I was going to prove him wrong. Pulling up to the house and parking my car, I walked up those steps again. This would be my last time walking up the stairs. I rung the doorbell, no answer. I peeked in the window, I could clearly see a few lights on. I knew people were home, but nobody answered the door. It was about 4 p.m. when we arrived. I hope it wasn't too late for them to let me walk around a bit to see if I could catch anything on film. I rung the doorbell once more and again no answer. I decided to take one last peek inside, and upon doing so I saw a woman. Her back was turned to me and she wasn't there a minute ago. She was in a peach-colored dress, staring at the ceiling. From my view I could see the kitchen, where she was standing. I rung the doorbell to try to get her attention. She did not flinch. All the while my cousin is looking at me, confused. He asks, "Who are you looking at?" I replied, "With the woman in the kitchen, she's standing right there, are you blind?" He looked and still he said, "Bro, you're tripping." I knocked on the window this time because I thought he was just fucking with me. Clearly someone in there and clearly she can hear me. Knocking on the window, I tried yelling to get her attention. But something strange happened. She started twitching violently. I took a step back. At this point my cousin still thought I was full of shit. He decided to walk around back and knock on the kitchen door. Me being absolutely freaked the fuck out went with him. However, after looking through the back door window there wasn't a person in sight. However, the basement door was wide open and the light was on. I remember the house rules were that light and door be shut if you are not down there. Surely someone was down there. All of a sudden, after knocking a few times, a man walked up the basement stairs. He answered the door, I explained why we were here, and his facial expression went from kind and friendly to almost a frown. I asked him who the woman was in the peach dress. He replied with, "There's no woman here. You must be mistaken." My cousin sided with the man, explaining that I was probably tired and just started to imagine things. Fuck it, we walked back to the car talking about what we were going to eat for the evening. Before getting in the passenger seat I took one last look at the house, and what I saw will never again make me go back to that house for anything ever again. That woman was standing in the attic. I knew that window in the attic. It's the same window I looked out when the power went out that night. Her skin was pale and I couldn't make out any eyes or facial features to really tell what she looked like. But that's not what scared me. In the window next to hers was a tall man in a church-like hat. No facial features. No skin tone. It was odd how I could see the woman's skin. But the man was almost like a shadow. Time to get the fuck out of there. I will never go back. I don't care what I saw or whatever explanation to what it is. Malden, Massachusetts is a town full of demons, and nobody can convince me otherwise.